Yeah. So my screen is visible, right? We can begin, and I will have a look over the chat if anyone gets any query or anything. So yeah, we're done with the introduction. We'll now move on to the main part regarding what we will be building today in today's workshop. So we'll be yeah. So we have a problem. Like, if suppose someone is starting with a like he's not an expert in web development and need to start his career in web development. So what he can't write too much of code all this. So there is where Gemini models come in, Vertex AI comes in. So what we will doing is we will be building a web application that will take our wireframe as an input and it will create a website. Fine. So for that, so yeah, so how it will look? It will look like this. If you can just see this my screen, it will look like this. It will not be much complex. I like to things keep simple as it. So it will not be a much complex thing. It will be a simple HTML page. Here you will upload your wireframe if you can see the screen, and here you will select which model you require, and you will like say, for example, if you see the image, convert this drawing into an HTML page with CSS or and all those things. You can play around with the prompts, but make sure you an HTML page. If you want like to generate an React.js page or anything, you just need to make changes in the backend. Fine. So let's move on. That's not a thing. Here is a wireframe. Like, I have made a image about the code flow of our application. So this is the simple thing. I didn't make this thing too much complex because eventually it may have questions for the attendees. So uh, how this thing will work: user will upload the wireframe, then he will select which model. So we'll be using Gemini 1.5 and like the rest models, and then user will provide a proxy, yeah, convert this drawing to an HTML page or anything, and just he will click on generate website, and after that, the like he will see the code that is being displayed over there. So yeah, let's move on. Yeah, if you want, you can take picture like you need further understanding or not. So now I want to just scan this, and you'll be redirected over a web page that I just created. You can access the whole things, like to get access to the code lab, uh, Google Cloud Console, then GCP this presentation also. Fine. And yeah, at last we have projects who builds this and submits as quick. You'll get something good gift from my side, obviously. So just yeah, let me know if you guys just react to emoji or anything.
So I'm so sorry. The maybe not stable internet connection. Your last question wasn't clear. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, my camera must be working. Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay. But we can see your screen, and yes, and we can see you perfectly. And now we
Yeah,
can hear you.
let me know, guys, if you are here, and we'll begin for the next part. That is hands on.
I think you mute your microphone. I see your microphone is muted.
Yeah, just waiting for everyone to get with me and we can proceed. You can just use anything, guys, and you know, we can move forward or not.
Okay, so I think we can move forward.
Screen. So if you have just click over here, you will be redirected over here. Here you can access the code lab that we will be doing in today's session. So let, let us do it. And if you just click over here, you will be redirected to the Google Cloud Console. And I'll be telling what is this Google Cloud Console and all those things. And here you can claim your Google Cloud credit. So if you just go here over here, click on claim credits, you'll be getting $5 credits that you can use. So what are GC credits? It is basically for this. And in order to use that, add some credits, obviously. So this will give you $5 credits for 180 days. You can whenever you want. Fine. So now we will that is presentation. If you want to have access over this slide, you can just go to the QR code that I have just shared, and you can have a look on it. The next thing is project submission. Come over here if you are just if you are building it, can come over here and you can just share get a repo with me. And those who submit will get a gift from my side. All right, we are ready to move on to the next one. So code lab. Code lab is basically a that how we are building left behind or anything. Fine. Second thing is Google Cloud Console. This is a cloud console. Here you can see navigation menu and rest things. So you can just play around with it. You can see all the products that are listed over here. There is a vertex here and all those things. And yeah, so now what we need to do is we will create one project. So in order to create one project, you just need to click over here, Google Cloud, like a logo will be there, and you just need to click on that. So this pop will open up, and you just need to click on new project. After you click on new project, you just need to type a new project name. So we'll try it there first. Hyphen. All right. Now we'll click on create, and you just need to select the billing account. So by default, it will be selected. Firstly, you need to claim this GCP credits. After you claim this GCP credits and you for your account, for your project. So I have already written move forward and create. We'll click on create. After we click on create, it will take some time, not much obviously, and it will create. Now, what you have multiple projects, you need to select this project, select project, and you can see over here it is selected. After that, you can see this Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell is basically a Linux machine into your terminal. So you can have a look over there. So before moving forward, I will just like to discuss about what is GCP. So Google Cloud is basically running your services, someone else's computer. So who's else? So there are lots of service providers. So one of that is Google Cloud, then Azure, then you can have a look over there too. So let's talk about Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell is I discussed it's a Linux terminal, or you can say it's a terminal where you can run all your Linux commands. So you need to click over there. I hope everyone have redeemed their GC credits and is with me right now. So you just go to Code Lab over here. What you require for this, any like business mail, you just need to your Gmail ID because it might cause error while you are redeeming the credit. This is how the app I explained this thing. So what we will be building is key. We'll have a web application, create the image, and like from the wireframe that we gave. So let's go back. This is the cloud console. So it basically looks like. So you can see by default your ID over here. If if not, you can just run this command gcloud config set, and your project will be set automatically. Like by sets automatic, so you don't have to set it manually whenever you log in into your console or active your cloud shell terminal. Fine. Next thing I want to talk about is a cloud shell editor. It is similar to the visual that you run locally onto your PC. So this is the cloud shell editor that you have. So this is the different project that I have. I will read it. Don't worry, you will not having this thing. You will having the symbol interface that I have in this screen. Fine. Yeah. So now just let's go back to the code lab to make sure that we are. So we studied what we'll be building. Second thing, we studied how our app flows is. We studied about Cloud Shell, how we can open Cloud Shell, and we can do operation. What can we do operation on the Cloud Shell? Second thing, we'll be using two APIs that are Cloud Run, and second thing is Vertex AI. So Cloud Run is a service that we will use deploying the our service to the cloud. And this Vertex AI that we'll be using to convert our wireframe to the. Yeah, I have experience with it. So yeah, we need to enable this API now, Cloud Run API and Vertex AI API. So what you just need to do is you just need to go to the console and yeah, just make sure you don't do this thing. You just need to go over here. You just need to search Cloud Run. So if you just go and search Cloud Run, you'll find this thing. Just click on over here and wait. You need to enable billing, right? Because I have multiple billing accounts. I've created a different project. By default, your billing will be enabled if you due to the GCP. Right, work perfectly in Chrome though. Sure. So yeah, you are like where you are stuck, Narendra. We'll have a discussion. Just let me know where if you have stuck somewhere. Fine. So you are with us, right? You need to enable this thing, Cloud Run and Vertex. Yeah. You are not uh, no, familiar with Google Cloud Console or anything. You just see a hyperlink over here. You just need to click on it, and it will automatically enable these two APIs. So you need to click on next, and this will enable these three APIs. So first is Cloud Run that I explained will that is being that will be using to deploy our web application, and third is Cloud Build. So that like it is similar to the Cloud Run that will build a application. So we just click on enable, and yeah, it will automatically enable those APIs that we require to build this. So yeah, you'll see a tick mark over here that says APIs are enabled now. Moving on to the third step, uh, we'll create a Python Cloud Run web application. So we'll take a template. We'll not create a whole new application. It doesn't require much coding. So we'll create template because we are not doing much thing. We'll be simply taking a wireframe means and we'll be processing it through the backend that we have written. Yeah, the labs are super like you can get a direction that how we are building, like how we can build or how we need to build, right? So let's move on to the third step that says we need a cloud shell and cloud shell editor specifically, and you need to boot like you need to take a template and you need to offer cloud run web app. So what you need to do, you just need to click over here. Do it again. You need to click on active cloud shell. It will activate the cloud shell. After that, what you need to do, it will activate this thing. Or in most of the case, you might see a terminal. You just need to go and click on open editor. So that will open Google Cloud Editor. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Fine. Moving on, what the step says, we'll create a Python cloud run web application. Right. So in order to create an web application, what we will do, we'll just go over here again. So if you just see over here, I'll just zoom in. Uh, you will see this thing. Just need to sign in and click on authorize. So what it will do is it will like, sort of connect with your project. So here, when you like click on sign in, you'll see no project. Just you need to select a Google Cloud project, and you can see your project name with your project ID over here. Uh, so yeah, that's it. You just need to click, and it will take some time, and it will like you can see your project name and project name over here, right? So you need to make sure that your project is listed over here, or else you might go into a different project. Now, the second thing, what we need to do is we need to bootstrap Cloud Run application. So we'll click on new app. So uh, we'll select Cloud Run. So if you just go to the this code lab, you can see the Cloud Run application. So After to select key like in which framework you want. So we firstly like normally we are going with the flags Python and go with different like Go and all those things. It totally depends upon you like what you need to plan. So for this we will create this thing and you can name anything over here and you can just click on OK. Now what we will do, it will download a template into your local into your Cloud Shell editor. So you can see we have successfully downloaded this thing. Now we have done with a template building and all those things. Now the second thing is you build a front end. So if you just go to the code lab, you will see a front end code over here. What you need to do is you just to copy this code and you just need to add in the template folder. So we'll discuss now what the code says. So this is the normal CSS, and if you just go over here, we are make. So if you just go over here, you can see we are taking a image that is image as input. So that PNG JPEG, and then we are asking user to select model for him, and then we are giving a text area to write a prompt, and then we have a submit button over here. Okay, now uh, just like let's just build a front end for our application first. You just need to copy it. You can modify this thing according to your. You can take input as a file, a text file or anything else that you want. Now we'll go to static, no, template, and you can see index.html. So what you need to do is you just need to select all this code and click on like delete that thing, and we just need to paste that index file over there. After doing that, we'll build the backend. Right. So for backend, we have used the Cloud Run API that we enabled. Second thing is Vertex AI that we enabled. So let's just talk about it. We are here. We can see we are just importing the Vertex AI client library, and here we are initializing our application. What this thing says is we are we like the input will be only of 6 to 90. Now here what you need to do is this is where we are initializing our project and the location. So generally by default we use US Central 1. So this is the main function that we'll be using. So that we'll be using for generating a code from an image. So wireframe is like a blueprint of a website that we will build. So if you just go to the slide, what I have, yeah, this yeah, wireframe. So wireframe is an image if you can see, like if you can understand. It is not the big thing on it. It is you can see a blueprint of a website that you need to build. Let's just go back to the lab. So we have written the credit, we have built our front, we are building the back. So we are done with this code. Now this is the response. Like we are getting the response that we have given. Now what we need to do, we just need to click on copy and just go back, remove it, and just need to paste over here. Fine. You need to change is your project ID. So how you can see your project ID? You can just click over here and can find this thing. So this is your project ID. Whenever you do sort of operations with your lab, or whenever you are building something, you can just click over here and you require a project ID. So you just go over here, get steps, what we are doing. So now what you can copy and just go to the code and just replace. Fine. After that, we need to have a Docker dependent. Like we need to build the Docker dependencies. Docker is basically you can say like now see I like you can run your what you can say you can run your software solutions or website or a web application or web services like this to any other platform. So if you just have this, you will not face any issue like installing anything or anything. So you generally face these issues while you are like not using Docker and all those things. So we will build a Docker dependency now. So uh, firstly, we'll make sure we have this thing because we'll be requiring this thing. So this is a Flask library. This is the requests that we'll be using to get the request. Then this thing debug py is a library that we can use for like that is required for debugging if you get some error while deploying our application. This this thing is Vertex AI that will be used for converting our wireframe means image or you can say blueprint the website to code. So this will be using. I want you guys to do. You just need to go over here, copy this thing, and just go to requirement.txt. So you might see these things over here, obviously, because we have created a sample Python Flags app. So you just need to add Vertex AI over here. Import that. Yeah, and just need to click on save. So you don't need to save anytime you go. It's on auto save, so you don't need to click on Control S all the time. That what I like about Cloud Shell Editor. So we have built our backend. We have added our requirements.txt. We have also built our front end. Uh, Now let's move on to the Docker file. What? So this is the Docker file. So here, like let's explain this Docker file. So here a Python 3.1 game, and here we are defining the root working like the work directory. So here is our backend that is like that will be running. And third thing is requirements.txt that will be installed. So if this thing goes to any other system, it will and like he need to host that Docker file, and when he runs that, this all the necessary things will be installed, right? And here we are defining the entry point. Means whenever the container launch, it knows what he need to launch. So app.py he need to launch. So if you just go to app.py and see this thing, render template. So whenever this thing will like run the index.html. So you don't need to run files differently. Now we'll add this thing to our Docker file. After that, after like we have like done with the Docker also, the last step is to deploy our the application by using Cloud Run services. So in order to deploy your cloud like your web application to the Cloud Run, what you need to do is you just you need to first make sure that your project ID is listed over here, and you need to make sure that you are in the right project, right directory. So we'll do ls first, right? So you can see we have our web application name hello world. So how you can see this is hello world, you can see over here. So when we create this template, I name this thing hello world. You can choose whatever you want. So if you just go over here, uh, yeah, this. So you can choose thing. It doesn't matter what you are choosing. Uh, Now the main thing that is of deployment. So you need to just change the directory to the your project. So we'll do that. CD hello hyphen world hyphen. So we have changed and we are in the main directory where our project is there. So if you want to check, you can see over here, or you can just do pwd and you will see which is the present working directory. Now, what you need to do is we'll run this command. So this is gcloud run deploy and source. And this dot says to deploy all those things that are listed. So we'll just copy it and we'll paste it over here. Click on enter. So we need to type our service name. So it doesn't matter, you can add anything that you want. So I will try draw website. So now it will take time and it will take time and it will deploy. Before moving, it will ask you to select the region. So by default, you can go with US Central 1. So you just need to type the number over here, that is 32 of US Central 1, and then it will ask you some permissions that to make this run, you need to run this thing, the deploy. You need to click on yes, and after that, you need to, it will ask you some for some permissions that where you need to deploy it and all those things. After that, it will start deploying eventually, and you can see if I just zoom, uh, yeah, you can see. So it will eventually build a container, then the services that we listed over here, and it will be get deployed to the cloud. So when it is complete, you will get a URL .run.app. So we'll have this demo at the end of this. So for the wireframe, we need an image. What you can do, you can just go and you can see search wireframe for the website. So you can have a look over here and you can choose whatever you want, anything that you likes. Fine. Okay. So let's just get back. It is building. If anyone have any questions, they have a chat and they can ask me how we have built this. This is a simple, not much complex thing. You can build it on your own. Don't even require the code lab. Yeah, code lab might be required if you get stuck somewhere or anything else. So it's supposed it might take up to 5 to 6 minutes depending on your network connection. Where we can view the recording instantly. You can see start. So yeah, we have deployed our cloud application, the application to cloud successfully. Now we just click on this URL. That URL will be getting. So if you can see, we have got this thing now. That what I tell in the beginning, that how our web application will look like. This- Yeah. So this thing we have got. Now what you need to do is you just need to add an image. So we'll download a wireframe first. We'll just go to our Chrome browser. We'll type wireframe or simple. And if you just go to this website, you'll find different wireframes that you can choose. Fine. Or you can look to any many websites. You just need to go like explore the things, right? Now, what I will do? Yeah. So I have found one thing, a wireframe. Let's just download it. Yeah. So let's just download it. Make sure you download with the file, like the input that we defined in the HTML that we discussed over here. Let me just go back over there. This one. This one. Make sure you download the images or wireframe you are building, you are getting in this format. Or what you can do, you can just take a page and draw a HTML file, like HTML wireframe, for example, for the form, and you can draw it. And what you can do, you can just send it to yourself on email or on WhatsApp, and you can upload that thing over there. So I have this thing. You can use this thing on. I'm looking for a different one that I had. Yeah, yeah, I guess this will work. But this isn't the flip one. Let's try to get an PNG box. Yeah, it is. Now we'll go over here again and we'll click on choose file, and we'll upload this thing. So that make sure you upload a wireframe in PNG file, right? Now here you need to select a model that you want to like that you want to use to convert your wireframe, means the website blueprint to the code. We'll go with Gemini Flash, and here we have a prompt: convert this drawing into HTML page. We click on submit, and it will take some time, and it will give us the output that we gave. So it how gave us like the wireframe that we gave it as the input. We have this good HTML page. You can just click on inspect, and you can see the whole code if you want to copy and use it over here. Fine. So you can modify the prompt according to yourself. You can ask to create a React template or any other thing. That depends upon you. So you can try with your own creativity level. That depends on you. Or you can just draw it by yourself and upload it to the our application, and you can utilize it if you don't have any specific much knowledge about how we can create a website, right? So yeah, that's it. If you like the session, make sure you use hashtag DevFest 2024 Alan, and you can tag my LinkedIn also, and you can tell us about how was your experience in this today's session. That's it from my side. Thank you so much, guys. You can scan this and have my LinkedIn. Or what you can do in start, I show this QR code. Yeah, here. So you can start. You can scan it. You can have a look to the web page that I have created. You can try your hands on this thing, and you can access it. You will not get any error. It will I will keep this thing, right. So yeah, guys, that's it. Thank you so much, and thank you JDG for having me. Thank you so much, Anna, for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.